Good morning. I woke up a little over an hour ago. I did not fall asleep as I wanted. My stomach was bothering me all night. It wasn't fun, but it's now about 5 minutes until the occupational therapist gets here. I'm very nervous, but it's probably going to be fine. I have the puppy here, who's I don't even know what she's doing. So the occupational therapist just left, and she was amazing. We chatted about the stuff that my doctor had sent to her. We were talking about a wheelchair, a walker. We ended up also getting a different chair for the kitchen to cook there. And also potentially something for the shower if we change our shower. And I don't even know, a thing that, like a chair lift thing for the stairs. I don't know what that's called. But we ended up, I'm going to start off with this. This is the little thing that I showed you earlier. It's a manual wheelchair with essentially power assisted wheels, which is phenomenal. So I'll be able to take the wheelchair with me. You can like fold it up and put it in a car, but I'll be able to have someone wheel me as well as wheeling myself with the power assistive wheels, which is great. So right now all I have to do is essentially just wait. The first round of football is done, but I am absolutely exhausted, so I've had to come upstairs to lie down a bit. The occupational therapist today was wonderful. She was absolutely amazing. She started off by chatting about the different tools my doctor had written about, which was a wheelchair, a walker, a potential like chairlift, like a seat that goes up along the stairs, and potentially a stool or something to sit on in the kitchen and in the shower. So she measured me for a wheelchair. We decided on going with a manual wheelchair over an electric one to start, but it has power assistive wheels, which is going to be great because it means that I will be able to both wheel myself without the power wheels, as well as using them for extra help, so to speak. But also someone wheeling me will be able to use the assistance of them if it's in an uphill, which is going to be great. It's also a collapsible. You can fold it up and put it in a car, which was one of the reasons why we went with this type instead of a full-on electric one, because that's much bigger and bulkier, and we would not have been able to put it in a car in one of ours, and we had to buy a completely different and like a specialized handicap vehicle. But we're going to start with this one. She's going to sand it on. She's also going to send in for a walker that I can use in the house downstairs, which is great, as well as like a standing chair, but it sounds a bit odd, for the kitchen with wheels on it, which would be used for me when I'm in the kitchen and making myself food and stuff, so that's great. And she also took the measurements of the width of our staircase, because they have rules and guidelines, I believe, if it has to be a certain width for them to cover it for us. If not, we have to pay out of pocket for it, and it costs 80,000 NOK, I believe, which is about £8,000. So it's pretty expensive. But she didn't know on the top of her head how wide they had to be, so she took measurements of that, and I'm hoping it's going to be wide enough so that on bad days I will actually be able to make it downstairs without having to risk falling down the stairs. But she said that the walker, the chair for the kitchen, as well as we're going to get handles for the toilet so that it's much easier for me to get back up again. They will probably arrive the quickest, because the wheelchair is sort of customised to my measurements, that's going to take the longest, she assumes. And since it's the summer holidays, starting like next week or something for the majority of people, it will most likely be August, September, October. She didn't actually give me a time frame, but that's just what I'm assuming it's going to be after the summer holidays. Which I'm fine with waiting for it, because it's actually happening. And she was nice and amazing and just absolutely phenomenal. So I am very, very happy. My mum said after she'd gone home, "Come there, come there. There you go. I am a little puppy." After she'd gone, that I've been sick since 2011. Hey. And more stuff has happened in the last 6 months than in the last 6 years, like 5 years. It's kind of crazy, but I just love my new doctor. He's absolutely phenomenal, and things may actually start to work out for me, which is perfect. But I'm gonna snuggle the pooch and relax. The next football match is on until 8 and it's just 6 o'clock, so I'm going to be able to do a lot of resting, and I'm going to try and edit a video or two just to keep that circle rolling with the backlog. But yeah, I feel really happy today. It went absolutely phenomenal. I can't get enough of Makeup Mecca apparently. They had recently had like a flash sale, they held that all the time. But I decided to pick up some stuff, and they also came out with some new stuff. This is a set with 3 lashes. I originally had them separate, like 1 and 1 into the cart, but it was actually cheap to buy the kit, and I wanted all of them anyway. They're a lot fuller than the lashes they have so far, but I'm excited to try that. Then we have this, which is a kit with lip glosses, and the applicator and stuff and the packaging looks very similar to the Clarins Instant Lip Perfector, and I love those. So I'm excited to see if these are similar or not. And I have this sponge, which is cut similar to the Real Technique sponge, and that's the only reason I bought it. I want to see if it is similar to the Real Technique sponge or not. From feeling it through the plastic, it feels like it's a completely different texture, completely different type of sponge, but I'm still excited to try it. Got 2 more brushes. These are the ones that I use for blending and stuff. This one is angular and really fluffy. This one has a bit more of like straight cut, but it's also really nice and fluffy to blend with, so I just decided to pick these up. And then I have this brow pencil. They came out with a new shade, I believe, of this, which looks a lot warmer than the one that I had before. This is in the shade Blonde. I may have just done the mistake of ordering a shade I already have, but I don't think they had this before. This looks a lot more warm toned, and the ones I have are very cool toned, so I do want to see, because I don't really have any brow products that cater to like red hair and stuff. This is an eyeshadow palette that I was not planning on picking up at first, if I'm being honest, but it was on sale, along with everything else, and I wanted it. For being like an ice cream palette, I find that they are kind of muted. Like this orange colour is a very muted orange and not really bright. The yellow is super bright. The blueberry shade, I'm not really sure if that's a blueberry colour, but it's a nice purple. And I have swatched this one, and this one, and I liked how they felt. They felt really smooth and pigmented and everything, so I'm excited to try that. 2 foundations, and these were £3 a piece, which is ridiculously expensive, or 30 NOK. It's the Ideal Skin Finish foundation and the Mattifying Camouflage foundation. I have both of these in the second lightest shade, which was the lightest shade at the time of purchase, but they recently came out with a new shade called Porcelain, which is, I showed a comparison with this foundation in the shade that I have with the stick foundation in Porcelain, and the colour difference is huge. But the Porcelain shade is pale enough for me, just a bit too yellow, but that's easy for me to work with, and I'll just mix the two. because from memory I kind of like the finish and feel of this. It's just the colour has not worked at all, and they don't really have that great of a shade range, but I decided to test it out. And then these two are makeup removing wipes. I have gone through 1.5 of these and I kind of quite like them, so I decided to just pick them up because they were on sale. And this was also new. This is a new highlighter for them, and it's kind of simple. Compared to the other ones I have, this is a lot less blinding. It very much reminds me of one that is in this palette, so to speak, if I can open it. It reminds me a bit of this one, only a lot lighter and a bit more yellow, so to speak, if that makes sense. But it has a really nice pretty sheen to it, and I'm really excited to use, well, all of this. But football is about to start. I'm just going to put this away and go downstairs again. So I just spent what I would say is about half an episode of Criminal Minds organising this drawer. It's not perfect, but I think this is about as organised as I'm going to get it right now, and I'm decently happy with it. In this compartment I have my mists, foundations, concealers, and my colour correctors are underneath there. In the back here is probably the most cluttered one of all of them, is liquid liners, gel liners, mascaras, pencil liners, eyelash glue, and glitter liners. I think I said that, but I don't know. So that's all in here, and it all fits in one, which is nice. Back here I have all my false lashes. I have 4 here and 4 more in the back there. The only downside to this is I can't really see them, but I know I have them, so it's going to be relatively easy for me to pick them out. In the centre drawer here, powders and stuff start here, from this one until this one, that's highlighters. Then I have bronzers here. I have one liquid bronzer, and this little one here is a blush. Eyeshadow and brow stuff are in here, and this is palettes. So eye palettes have gone back there, and these are all face palettes. But it fits kind of nicely, which I am really happy with. I do not have any lip products in this drawer, so I have these ones, which do remind me a lot of the Clarins Instant Light Lip Products. I've been trying this one. I'm currently wearing this one. They have that very same feel on the lips, not the same scent. These are a lot more sweeter in scent, and I have their lipsticks underneath here, and I have lip liners and liquid lipsticks and lip glosses and stuff there. Lipstick holder is sadly full, and my phone is about to run out of space, but I'm really happy with this. I am absolutely exhausted. My stomach is trying to kill me for the 3rd night in a row, and I'm so frustrated about it. I think part of it is that I have moved my sleep schedule. Like for the last couple of nights I haven't been able to fall asleep until it's been like 3 or 4 in the morning, so I haven't eaten as much as I usually do, because I usually eat 4, 5 meals a day. I eat about every 4 hours. If I go much longer than that, I get dizzy, my stomach starts hurting, and I feel really faint and weak, and I get hungry. So I try to eat every 4 hours, but because I haven't woken up until 12, the whole thing has just been moved around, and my stomach doesn't handle it very well. And today was kind of a big day with the Occupational Therapist meeting, which went phenomenally well, and all that. But it is 12:30. I just finished editing a video. I'm very happy that I actually did edit, because part of me wasn't planning on doing it, but I'm glad I just got one done at least. And then I will do more tomorrow. I've actually started, I'm going to start the week that I went to the rheumatic hospital now in editing. That's how far behind I am. But it's kind of interesting. I'm going to be to see and sort of relive that aspect of everything. But I'm going to go to bed because I'm exhausted. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Good night.